just log into Twitter real quick. And then we can get on with killing the Cerberuses. Cerberi. I think Ash was calling them Cerberi, so I'm going with Cerberi. Okay, so let's do it. Now, the one thing I'm very, very scared about is clicking it multiple times in a row. I'm not sure what happens, and I don't want to break the entire game, because this is in the live game. You can see there's people here. Clifford. It is Clifford. Oh, we're going to be able to get through 1,000 fairly quick, actually. That's pretty good. I haven't killed any Cerberus myself because I'm a Slayer noob. I despise Slayer. Kill me. Can you seriously turn off the... Is it that loud? How loud is this music? I'm going to have to listen to this. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to make sure this stream goes well. Ooh. Okay, let's not forget the mic. There we go. We're back to it. I've turned it down a bunch now. You guys are going to have to let me know how that is. I'm hoping it's alright. If not, oh well. That'll do. Okay, so, 15 kills in. We have everyone saying audio is perfect. I'm going to trust you all. Never again will I listen to Twitch chat when it comes to audio. You sound more than good. Oh my god. He says it's so good he can taste it. And then he says, I'd lower the music. Get out of here, Curve. Get out. Private eyes are P-mod though, isn't he? Okay, so on with the egg spawning and killing of the Cerberuses. Cerberi. Let's see if we've got any questions coming through on Twitter. 14 notifications. That is promising. Claim. Let's have a look. Kent is my strength. Oh, Paul, become a Twitch moderator, please. That's a terrible question. But yes, he can. I think he's more than earned it. He's always in the Twitch streams. We all know and love Paul. Let's see. No questions? No good questions. What is your best memory from Old School Runescape PVM-wise? PVM-wise, that's a really... Who even does PVM these days? Oh, you know what it was? I went home on my lunch break one day. I had just enough time for one Venenatis kill. Killed Venenatis, got myself a treasonous ring. That was pretty fantastic. I don't do a huge amount of PVM. Venenatis is just about the only boss that I've killed, like, at all. Got about 200 kill count on Venenatis, which is not much to shout about at all. I love that boss though. So much fun. That is probably it, PVM wise, on Old School. So if you guys have questions, at JagXRonan, send it over. Rune hat. Oh, those bolts, I don't know why, but I love the inventory icon for the unfinished bolts. It's too good. Why won't you ever consider polling declaws? They're just, they're so strong. It isn't that we won't ever consider doing it. I mean, way down the line, maybe it will become a possibility. But to add declaws as they were it's just so far above anything else in game right now. Like, we're talking the spec is more accurate than the AGS spec. It deals more damage. It's like far faster, and the weapon requires 15 less attack levels. Like, that is unbelievably good compared to the AGS, which is a weapon that is generally considered to be straight up overpowered in Old School. Like, if we were to poll the AGS today, the odds of it passing are pretty slim. It honestly surprises me that it passed in the state that it is currently in. Back when God Wars was passed in pulled in Old School. That's a miracle. That weapon is really, really strong, and to have claws in, which are arguably stronger, is to be honest, it's not. Ooh, what happened there? Oh, I got offered a clue scroll, so interrupted it. Oh, I got offered 2. Wicked. 2 clue scrolls. Oh, grab. In fact, I'm not gonna be able to bank more than one of them, so I'm just gonna leave them on the floor. But yeah, claws are just incredibly strong, and if we were to change claws, oh, what is going on with this? It's being a bit dodge, or did I just get a nothing loot? I think I must have got a nothing loot from the rare drop table there. Let's see, will it do it again? We're good, awesome. Yeah, if we were to change declaws too much, then there's not really much sense in calling them declaws and introducing them. Might as well go with a different weapon and call them something else. To be honest though, it would be nice to be able to say we're adding declaws to the game. Like, declaws are a weapon that a lot of people recognise, a lot of people understand. If we could nerf them in a way that allows them to slot into Old School nicely, then maybe that's something we would do. But it wouldn't be the declaws that you remember hitting people with every single time you try to spec people, because that just doesn't make sense for Old School. What is your favourite pet in game and why? Oh man, it's gotta be the yeah, the queen pet from Barbarian Assault. That thing is mean looking. I absolutely love that pet. It's fantastic, and it's probably one of the most difficult to get in the game. In fact, it has to be the most difficult. It's like 1 in 5,000, and 1 in 5,000, and you have to do a high-level gamble for it. That's crazy. Let's take a look at what other questions we've got coming through. Laceless says it was a pleasure meeting you at RuneFest. It was a pleasure meeting you at RuneFest as well, Laceless. Well, we met a ton of people at RuneFest. It's absolutely... RuneFest is so much fun. You get to meet so many people with similar interests, of course. People that play RuneScape are, of course, going to have similar interests in the people that make it. And it's a weird thing, because when we think, oh, we have hundreds of thousands of people that play Old School RuneScape, it's just a number. But then when you see, like, just even if we only saw a couple of hundred people that played Old School, still, it really puts it into perspective. Just having that many individual people playing our game, it's a fantastic thing, and it was lovely meeting all those people. Calling pet kill on 354. That's pretty specific, mate. I mean, I got what? I'm not sure what the drop rate on the pet is. Oh, in fact, I may have just been about to leak it by accident. I think we've talked about the pet drop rate for Cerberus. Either way, not going there. So I'm sure I've got a decent chance of getting a pet. Let's take a look at what questions we got coming through. In the Q&A some time ago, Ash said upcoming raids would be soloable. Now they are 100-man raids. What to believe? Asks Beatrix. I believe we want to go with something that will scale in difficulty depending on the number of people taking it on. Because if you have a raid dungeon that 100 people can take on, or that one person can take on and succeed in, if 100 people try and do it, it will probably be easy. So I think it will either scale in difficulty, or we'll have to sort out the specifics of how many people it is targeted at and let you guys know. Is there any chance of farming being rewritten? That is a very, very big question. And I mean, I'd be interested in seeing exactly what you would expect to change with it being rewritten. Rewriting it is one thing, but it could end up being exactly the same. What do you want to change? No big loots yet. Come on, we've got to get a smouldering stone at least. If we get no big loots at all from this entire thing, I'm going to be incredibly disappointed. We should get a few. What was your favourite moment from RuneFest 2015? Oh, that's an easy question. I actually just tweeted the video clip of it. During the streamer Q&A, Skidler was handed the mic, and he went to talk, and he accidentally smacked himself in the teeth with the mic. Oh man, that was perfect. The noise, oh, fantastic. No, I have to say the streamer Q&A was a huge amount of fun. Really relaxed, interesting. Seeing those guys on stage, getting questions from people that watch and love their content. I was very sad to see you weren't there this year, Paul. Was looking forward to it, but hey. Is there a possibility for Old School RuneScape HD? Reasonably speaking, no. It would be an enormous job for a team of our size, one that is just completely unreasonable, unfortunately. It's probably never going to happen, is the long and the short of it. Still no big loots, come on. I asked this in the Q&A, but I'd love to hear whether or not if you guys have any intention of bringing back the Tormented Demons fight mechanics in the future. That's from Kiefer's. I mean, we did mention Tortured Demons in our reveal speech, but it is something that I'm sure that I think the issue is we don't necessarily want to just like copy and paste from RS3. It feels a bit, feels a bit cheap. We don't. That's not necessarily the way we want to go about doing content in Old School. With that said, it's something that gets requested a lot. So I think as long as we are achieving something on par with that, with those mechanics, if we're talking about doing something similar to those mechanics that achieves the same thing, absolutely. I'm sure we'll see something in the future with similar mechanics. D-Med, bank loot. Would any of the team think about texture packs for Old School? I would have to ask either one of the graphics guys or one of the devs. I'm sure there's a good reason we don't texture everything in Old School, but I unfortunately don't have the technical knowledge to answer that question. Hunter boss possibility or not? We're talking about doing the Winter Todd on Zaya in, I believe, Phase 2. Ooh! Pegasian Crystal. First big drop of the stream at 293? 293. That's decent. No pet. Come on. I want a pet. We're talking about doing the Winter Todd, which would require you to use various skills in order to help out. Another one! Oh my goodness! This is the... Oh. I need some of this RNG on my actual account, please. Yeah, the Winter Todd is a boss that you don't actually fight. You help the Arceus people by skilling alongside them to support their fight. Maybe Hunter will play some sort of role in that. Although, to be quite honest, considering the lore behind the boss... Oh my... Are you kidding me? Come on now. This is getting silly. Bank loot has just been made. These are what, like 25 mil? I'm not sure how much Pegasian are. That's crazy. But yeah, to get back to it, I keep on getting interrupted by these crystal drops. This is getting silly now. Come on. Damn it. That would have been nice. The Winter Tod is the spirit of cold and the spirit of... Ooh, what happened there? Was that was a clue scroll. The spirit of winter, and it creates just unfathomable cold wherever it goes. So I can't imagine there'll be too many things surviving in that to be hunted, but I'm sure that in the future, if depending on how the Winter Tod goes and how much you guys enjoy it, I'm sure there'll be room for further skinning bosses or things of that nature. Come on. We've got to get to what was it? Was it 354 for the pet that guy was guessing? We're almost there. Let's take a look at Twitter, see if we've got any questions coming through. Oh, we had that lucky streak, and we're not going to see another thing until the 1,000 are done, are we? That's how it always goes. On Zaya, what Slayer level would the monsters roughly be? I honestly couldn't say at this point. I believe the Slayer content is going to be coming with Phase 3. So it's a way off still. When it comes to the later phases of Zaya, we haven't got too much of the specifics laid down yet. Phase 1 is coming along beautifully. Matt's already got a design pretty much fully fleshed out for that. That's going to be coming January next year. For phases 2 and 3, it's still, we have ideas, but we still need to flesh them out completely and get all the specifics down. I'd imagine, well, there's a lot of room in Slayer. We've got, let's have a look. What have we got here? There's some pretty big gaps where there's nothing particularly lucrative to kill. There's a big gap pretty much. I mean, if you look between 72 and 83. Like, Nectarals are kind of worthless now because rune boots are pretty pants. Not many people that can make use of them other than Pures, which like Zerka Pures, which would probably tend to go for climbing boots in the wilderness anyway. There's a bunch of gaps in that skill that we can fill in. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is dream RNG right here. I'm loving it. And I don't get any of this on my actual account. I am completely clean on my actual account. I spent all of my money. Damn it. So yeah, what was I talking about just before I got even more insulting RNG? The Slayer level of stuff on Zet. Yeah, and there's loads of room to fill up in that skill, so I'm sure we'll have monsters of various Slayer requirements going in. Where's your Jad pet? I think Jad has it, Selena, mate. Might have to go ask him. I'm not gonna do snog, marry, kill for people on the old school team. I'm sorry, guys. This is not that kind of live stream. The reason you don't get any crystals on your main account is because you're not even 91 Slayer. And I will never be 91 Slayer. I hate Slayer. And I'll let all of you hate me because of it. I can't stand that skill. I find it so unenjoyable. Any idea what construction levels will be needed for the construction update? I would imagine mostly 75 plus, as well, John T mentioned it during the presentation at RuneFest. Past 75, you've not got much of a reason to get your construction up. So filling up those later levels, especially for such an expensive skill, it's definitely something we'd want to do. Why do you love RuneScape and why are you working at Jagex? I love RuneScape because, I mean, I grew up playing this game, and that's where a lot of people finish saying. But no. I love this game because you can just do whatever the hell you want. There are a lot of games that sort of force you down one route. Like if you go and play another MMORPG, you'll be forced into a class, and you'll have to do stuff that's entirely separate from other people, or your friends who may have chosen to do things in a different region or a different class. In RuneScape, you can just do whatever you want. There are no classes, no limits, and I feel like that's something that really sets it apart. Plus, when I used to have a really, really horrible laptop and was poor, it was a good option, and it still is. Is there ever a possibility that summoning could come back to Old School Runescape? I don't think we'd ever do summoning, because, I mean, there are a lot of things with that skill that are less than desirable, and I think if we chucked it into Old School now, it would change things probably more than any other skill that we could possibly add to the game. The impact it had on combat, and the impact it had on everything, literally every little part of the game saw a huge impact from summoning. You had your familiars with your enormous amounts of damage like the Steel Titans and whatnot, which meant that you had to boost, like up the maximum combat with summoning. You had the impact it had on PVM, the impact it had on pretty much everything with familiars that with Beast of Burden. That's what I'm looking for. And there's a lot of empty space in that skill. There's not many familiars that you would really go out and use. You had your select few, but there's a lot of them that just sort of sit there, and they're good for training, and that's about it. So I think if we're going to do anything with creatures that help you out, I believe it's going to be coming potentially in the form of a spell book with Corrend in Phase 1 of Zaya, where you'll be able to do some necromancy style stuff, bring things back to life. But summoning as it was, not going to happen. Will there ever be an update to prayer, not to make it cheaper or faster, but more enjoyable? It's a very boring grind at the minute. I see no issues with that. Like you say, if it's not boosting XP rates or making it cheaper, then yeah, I'm sure we could find some way of making prayer a little more engaging. Okay, almost halfway there. Then we can take a look at the bank and see the total so far. Let's have a look, shall we? Any chance of getting the Polypore staff in Old School? We basically already have it with the Trident. The only difference is, I mean, we didn't have the flakes, and it is not usable in PvP, which, to be quite honest, I'm thankful for, because the Trident in PvP would hurt. Let's take a look at the bank, shall we? E? Is it E? No, I think it's Peel. Open bank, there we go. Oh, look at all those crystals. Beautiful. 4 in 500. That's pretty good going. In fact, I'm not sure what the drop rate on these is. Either way, oh man, I'm going to have to, like, do this. There we go. That'll do. I'm not going to get too specific with this because we'll be all day. Plus, this I'm doing a terrible job anyway. Oh no. There we go. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. We made it. We made it. Get out of there. Okay, that'll do. So there's quite a lot here. Mostly looking at these guys. These are, I think, upwards of 20 mil each. I'm not sure how much these are going for. These are the range ones, mini ones. D-Med. Oh, you know what? I have to do this. There we go. Beautiful. So yeah, there's nothing particularly noteworthy there past, I mean, we got a bunch of rune, bunch of coal, Pure S. Get up there. You know what? I'm gonna have to do this now. There's nothing too fabulous there. Pretty standard stuff. Torstal C2. You guys can take your screenshots and mire that if you need to. So we can get any more crystals. Come on. I want at least another 6 before I'm at 1,000. Will we ever see chaotic weapons in the 2016 updates? 2016, almost certainly not. Chaotics were incredibly powerful compared to what we have in Old School right now. Especially the fact that they were untradeable. That's something that I'm not sure too many Old School players would go for. I like weapons being tradable. I think it doesn't have... I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm lazy and I wasn't too much of a fan of dungeoneering. Is that a bad reason? That's a pretty bad reason. But hey. Hand cannon maybe? Hand cannon as it was, almost certainly not. In fact, no. We're not going to have a spec that can hit, what, like 110 almost instantly? That's absurd. I mean, the dark bow can't even do that. Hard-hitting, slower range weapon? Maybe. Are you giving away loot from Cerberus? No, I'm not. As I value my job and I don't want to get fired. We're not allowed to give wealth to anyone on JMods. With the small exception of during holiday events like Halloween and Christmas and Easter, where we spam spawn all the rare items. Well, not rare. The holiday items, I should say. Did I get... I must have got stacks. Must have done. Still waiting on that pet. It's got to happen. What is your favourite cosmetic weapon / armour in OSRS? Black tar snow. Done. That thing looks amazing. What's a Keymaster's key? A Keymaster needs a key. Otherwise, what is he? Have you considered adding a potion that would make enemies hostile for the duration? Say 20 minutes or so. That is a pretty cool idea. I do like that. I will run that past the guys tomorrow, actually. That's a pretty cool idea. I saw the suggestion on Reddit of an amulet that does that for as long as you're wielding it. Or equipping it. And it was just a middle finger hanging around someone's neck. I think it's a pretty cool idea. Any possibility of surge spells in OSRS or anything to make higher tier, or just some sort of higher tier normal spells? Certainly possible, however, we may hold off on that until this new spellbook is out with Phase 1 of Zaya. As I think we'd want as much room to work with as possible if we're talking about releasing an entire new spellbook. Rest mode on the run button, probably not going to happen because we've already got stamina potions and graceful. Between those two, if you have both of them, you will essentially never run out of run energy, and it doesn't even cost you much at all. Stamina potions are not that costly when you consider what you get from them and how often you would reasonably use them. Oh, there we go, another crystal, beautiful. Sort of sucks for free to players, but I suppose that's just one of the things that comes along with being free to play. $200 Jad kills it. It'd be cool to see someone getting the pet. If you guys haven't seen the clip, you can see Robbo Sick Dog get the pet. It's a great little clip. It may be on. It will certainly be on his Twitch channel as a highlight, I'm sure. Maybe on YouTube. It's a great clip. He got it day of release. Sony 22 sacrificed 89 fire capes just before Robbo decided to sacrifice some. Sony didn't get it. Robbo got it on the second cape. Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look, shall we? See if we've got anything coming through in the Twitch chat. Is there going to be anything? Give more info on RSC opening, please. I have no information to give, I'm afraid. Flax to bowstring. That'd be a pretty cool idea as a spell, actually. That could be interesting. Depending on how it works and how high level it is, of course. Karma paid Robbo a visit. Oh no, yeah, Robbo was visiting. He was visiting the UK for RuneFest, and I believe he's going to go on a trip around Europe afterwards as well. But unfortunately, he got some sort of bite and had to go home. That sucks. Got the pleasure of meeting Robbo at RuneFest. He's such a lovely guy, such a great streamer. Is the Soul Wars minigame coming to Old School? We have no intention of doing the Old School minigame. Soul Wars minigame, sorry. I think we'd rather go with something new. That doesn't come with expectations and certain, like, wow, people would expect it to be exactly the same, and that is not something that we could do in Old School. So we'd end up coming out with somewhat of a cheap rip-off, as Ash put it, during the RuneFest Q&A. Oh man, there's so many of you guys in the chat right now that it's impossible to read these. I'm going to scroll up so it pauses. Hang on. Will level 3s be able to go to Zaya? I believe so. I think we're trying to aim it at everyone, not just the high tier players. We want it to be an addition to the game. We want it to be another part of the game rather than the next step for players. When are you going to do a Saya stream? Now, in fact, I may straw poll this because I'm quite interested in finding out. In fact, yeah, I'm going to straw poll it. Strawpoll.me. And one second, let me get a crystal. Damn it, no crystal. Okay. Should I do 1000 Abyssal Sire Kills stream or 1000 Unsired Opening streams? Sire Kills, Unsired Opening. Both. There we go. So I have a choice. I can do oh no, what have I done? I'm gonna have to type all of that out again. What a load of rubbish. Abyssal Sire Kills. Oh, or 1000 inside. There we go. Okay, I ticked the wrong button. What a load of rubbish. Let's get this in the chat for you guys. Fail fishers in the chat. Get out of here. Subscribers. There we go. So if you guys go vote on that. So I can do 1000 sire kills. I can do 1000 unsired openings. Or I could do both in the same stream. I imagine people would want both. With that said, in fact, yeah, it's a little redundant in this straw poll to begin with, isn't it? I just wasted all of your times. Apologies. Oh well. Everyone loves a good straw poll. Yeah, it's a pretty clear win for both anyway. So I'm sure I can do like the first half. Oh, flipping out. I'm sure I can do the first half with kills and the second half with unside openings. Let's get subscribers mode off. There we go. Oh wait, no. Subscribers. What is go? How do you? Why would it not let me turn subscribers mode off? That was really dodgy. There we go. Freedom for you guys. I typed the exact same thing like 3 times and it wasn't having it. Oh well. Come on, where's that pet? Fist of Gothic's or still in creation, sort of the same story as with Soul Wars. We don't want to rip off. We don't want to release a cheap rip off of an RS3 minigame. Ooh, first Eternal Crystal. When we could probably, with slightly less trouble, make our own minigame that is more suited to old school. Do you like potatoes? Yes. It's a terrible question there. What are your thoughts on the Abyssal Dagger rising in price recently? I don't really have any thoughts on the prices of items that were released less than a week ago. They're going to do what they do. They'll go crazy for a while and then they'll settle somewhere. The rise is probably due to us talking about polling buffs for the dagger. Which I really like the idea of doing. I think that the dagger is a useful weapon, on whether or not the special attack is useful. It has its niche as a high tier stab weapon. With that said, it's not the biggest niche. We'd like it to have some value in the wilderness. It's a really, I like the idea for the special attack. I like the idea of a weapon that focuses on big combos or not hitting. So I think it'd be awesome to make the spec a bit better, and if people have caught on to that, then they may well be buying them up. With that said, they don't know when it's coming, what it may be, anything like that, so be cautious. You guys can keep asking to straw poll Soul Wars and Fist of Gothics and Steam Creation, but it's not going to happen because we have our reasons for not offering it. If we don't want to offer it, then it's probably not going to happen either way. We can and will do mini games at some point, but they're probably not going to come in the form of exactly what you used to know. When will Deadman mode come out? Later on this month. Mid-October is what we're looking at. If you guys haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out the month ahead. It just went up a couple of hours ago. You can see most of what we got planned for October, a lot of what we got planned for October, the big stuff. It's going to be a great month. We got 2 really awesome skilling updates, or skilling related updates I should say, coming out this month. We've got Max Cape and skilling pets. So we've got 2 fantastic updates for showing off just how high tier of a skiller you are in 1 month. That's gonna be great for skillers. So yeah, we did a lot of Slayer updates, but we're coming off the back of it with Max Cape and skilling pets, and we're gonna follow that up in January in a big way with Great Corrend. So skillers, there is hope. And then, of course, we've got Deadman mode as well, so there's something for everyone. To be honest, I feel like I'll spend most of my time in Deadman mode skilling, which I'd be too reluctant to do in the main game, but in Deadman mode it'll be very different. Oh man, I can't wait for Deadman mode. I'm definitely going to stream that on my personal account. Will we get an agility pet? Depending on how the skilling pets that we just polled go, I'm sure that we can see pets come along for other skills in the future. Again, we don't want it to be pet skips. We'll take our sweet time with it. But we do want to kind of show some skillers some love. Come on. We need another 5 crystals. Is it 5? 5 or 4 crystals? I think 5. I want 5 more. 5 is reasonable. It's not. But I want 5. Let's see if we've got any questions coming through on Twitter. By the way, guys, if I don't get around to answering your question, make sure to tweet it over to @JagXArchie, and he will be able to ask it on the Dev Q&A tomorrow. What are you most excited about with Zaya? Oh, Crystal. Lovely. I personally am most excited about raids. Oh, shield left half. That is a nice drop. The idea of raids is one that I absolutely love. I love raids in the other MMORPGs that I played, which is very few, to be fair. With that said, the most enjoyable thing was a smouldering stone. Thank God we got one. I thought it was another primordial crystal. That would have been a little nicer, but hey. Raids are a ton of fun. What do you guys think? Spam in the chat what your favourite thing that we've talked about so far is. Your favourite idea from Zaya. What are raids? Raids are like a dungeon thing that you go into with a bunch of people, and you got to make your way to the end of it, and usually there's a big old boss at the end. Seeing a lot of spam. Seeing people saying raids. Lots of raids. Someone saying declaws. Get out of it. Not allowed to say declaws in this Twitch chat. It's a bannable offence now. I'm kidding. And I know that everyone in Twitch chat is now spamming declaws. Sailing is not coming with Zaya, unfortunately. That was one interesting thing that we did notice at RuneFest, was that we noticed a lot of people were like, I really wish sailing passed. But hey, didn't hit 75%, so we can't go with it, sadly. Double drop weekend. I don't see us ever doing that in Old School. I don't see us ever doing a double XP either. It's just not really within the Old School ethos at all. Will there come a new one-handed weapon with good stats where you can train strength with? One-handed, you have... I think the best weapon in game right now, one-handed, is... Correct me if I'm wrong, the Abyssal Dagger? The Abyssal Dagger is a fairly decent primary weapon. And you can train strength with it. Set you back about 12 min at the minute, I think, though. Pretty pricey. But... definitely a good weapon for training strength. Other than that, you got the bludgeon, which isn't one-handed, but... What? Faux Freedom is currently tweeting me saying, I was told the first 500 tweet you will receive mod in the RuneScape stream. I don't know who told you this, Paul. But they're wrong. And I'm just going to assume it's you trying to ruin my Twitter feed. Thanks though, mate. Come on, more crystals. More crystals. More primordial crystals, to be precise. How are you guys finding the sire, by the way? Those of you that can actually kill it. Scale of 1 to 10 in the chat. Put your rating of the boss. Next. Next is probably not going to happen. Pretty much for the same reasons that we're not going to do Stealing Creation or Soul Wars or Fist of Gothics. We'd rather go down the road of doing content unique to Old School. There are a lot of advantages to that. I saw lots of numbers in the chat. I'm just going to assume most of them are 10s. Most of the numbers between 1 and 10 are 10, so I'll take it. It's a 10. Sweet. Come on. Oh, what a load of rubbish. In the last 50 now. Get very, very close. When can we expect more information to be released about Deadman Mode? Maybe a rundown of all the things that are different. We could probably sort that out by the end of the week. Deadman Mode is not far off now. We will want to be updating that right up until the release, but we should have some sort of list of every single difference between Deadman Mode and Old School in play, available for you guys. Probably by the end of the... Ooh, maybe not the end of the week. By the middle of next week, I'd imagine. That is something that can be arranged, and we can definitely get out for you guys. There really aren't that many differences. I think the biggest differences we've talked about, and you can check out the month ahead that lists off some of the key differences. I was talking to Matt earlier on about potentially getting just all experience gain in instances disabled, because I think that would be a very beneficial thing, so people can't just hide away and be impossible to find in training or gaining anything at all. I think it'd be nice if... Oh! Good timing, 10 to go. Come on, let's get another 2 crystals in these next... No, let's go for 10 more crystals. Okay, never mind. Oh. Okay, here we go. 1,000 kills. Done. Crystal? Crystal? No. What a load of rubbish. Oh dear. Okay. I think it is time to check the bank. Let's have a look. Loot from 1,000 Cerberus Kills. Oh, look at all those crystals. Wouldn't you just look at it? That's absolutely beautiful. And we got the shield left half there as well. That's a pretty hefty stack of loot. I'm not sure how much all of this would go for in the G. In fact, I'm going to check the website right now. I'm going to look at the price of the crystals. Check out Primordial first, because I'm pretty certain those are the most expensive. Primordial. I absolutely love the Grand Exchange website. It's so good. Primordial Crystal. 20.7 mil. So we've got over 100 mil in just the 5 crystals here. That is pretty... flipping good going. What else we got? You know, I'm just going to search crystal. Eternal Crystal, 5.4 mil. So we've got 1 of them. And then Pegasian Crystal, 4.7 mil. And we got 2 of them. I do believe that all of these 3 have the same. You've got the same odds of getting any of these. So this was a very, very decent 1,000 kills. 5 primordial crystals is just about as good as it gets. Price check it, nub. Oh my goodness. You guys are right. I'm a complete idiot. I completely forgot that this was the live game. You can't easily price check on test worlds because it's on a separate Grand Exchange. so none of the prices are updated. They're completely wrong. But hey, I'll grab most of it. What I assume is the most valuable items. With that said, I'm probably going to get that very wrong, and people are going to get angry. Let's see. Give me them. Oh, that's not right. Don't want you. Want you. Oh, what should I get rid of? You. Get out. What else? Oh no. Oh, this is terrible. Law runes, get out of here. I have no idea how much any of these items are that are left. Restores, I'll take you. That'll do. Let's see, shall we? Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go. There we go. 138 mil. I'm looking at everyone raging in the chat. People are saying Battlestar. I don't have my rotten potato anymore. This has gone terribly wrong. So I'm going to call it a day here. 138 mil in this particular inventory. You guys can figure out the rest, I'm sure. Thank you guys for